All right, let's just cheers it in. Cheers.
Cheers, 2020.
This is like the last in-person podcast, I think, for a while. No. Actually, now that I think about it, cheers. Hey, guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Tell Mom podcast, episode 123, I believe.
Yes. What's up, guys? Welcome back.
We're here. What is up? We're
drinking Corona. For those of you that aren't watching, we're drinking a little Corona because we thought it was kind of funny.
I'm surprised they're still in business. Like,
correct. Of course they are. They're like booming right now. You can imagine everybody's stuck at home. They made like weed shops in Colorado an essential business during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you got to think, like, what else? I've seen so many people right when the pandemic hit that was walking out of Costco with like, those the guys with toilet paper, those the guys with just liquor. I was like, they know what the business is.
I remember that in the very beginning, stocking up because you never knew.
Yeah.
And there was like mandatory shutdown for everything, non-essential. But then there was that whole debate of, is alcohol essential? And then, yeah, sure enough, it was. Everything was still open.
Y'all, if y'all hear a bunch of ruckus going on in the background, that's my children, my baby and and Sophia. It sounds like we're downstairs in my basement. If y'all didn't know, that's where we podcast. But I've got Booger upstairs, who's like 100-pound pit bull. And then I've got my toddler, who's, 26-pound pit bull. And then I've got my baby crying. But I've got my neighbor that is here. She's 13 or 14 years old. And so she's here babysitting. And then she's like a babysitter in training, right? So she changed her first diaper today. I'm training her. I'm training her how I want her to be my babysitter. Like, it's like dreams come true, Cullen.
This is good.
Perfect.
This is good. And the more exposure they get, the more used to her they'll get.
That's right.
As opposed to a different face every time off Wendy or something. And then...
I mean, we moved in at a good time. Like, this girl's two doors down. Yeah. She's fresh. I can train her how I want her to be, not how she's been trained by other people.
You got her for at least 4 more years. She just
started high school. Yeah, I think she's 13 or 14. But I mean, she's good head on her shoulders. We're friends with her parents. I mean, it's just perfect. So, and she's right down the street. So I could be like, hey, send your daughter to me.
Yeah.
Send her over.
Well,
but
we usually are podcasting at like 11 or 11:30 in the morning, and it is
clarify.
It is 11:45 a.m. No, I'm just kidding.
F it.
Screw it. This is No, it is actually in the afternoon, closer to 5 o'clock.
It's 5
somewhere.
o'clock somewhere,
yeah.
Cullen. It's almost 5 o'clock. So I said, Cullen, you know what? We never drink. Like, we're always doing this in the morning. So we never drink for the podcast, but we're doing the podcast a day early. We usually do it on Tuesdays. Or in the beginning, we didn't really do we did podcast whenever we could, but then it got to the point where we just like reserved Tuesday for the podcast, and it was good because we've been talking since the last a few months. We've been talking about current events since the pandemic happened, and we were doing the Zoom like everybody else, and then now we've got back in person. It's like we're still not inviting that many people over, what I mean? So we're not doing a lot of guests, so it's really a lot of current event stuff that we've been talking about. And it just makes sense to do it on the day of the podcast.
Yeah. We used to like do it on the weekend and have like 2 or 3 days. But then it was also beneficial back in those days to have 2 or 3 people lined up. We were like 2 or 3 weeks ahead sometimes.
Yeah,
with the guests that were back to back. We'd have 2 guests show up on the same day, like back to back. It was like a freaking 8-hour workday.
I know, it was good though. But now today, this is the first time I think in a really long time that we haven't actually done it on the Tuesday that it airs, because tomorrow is your birthday.
Oh yeah,
Woo!
Cheers.
All the things to
We're
celebrate.
just cheersing to everything. Damn.
This is like a drinking game.
This is like a drinking game, she said. Oh my gosh. Speaking of guests that we've had on in the past, I was watching the Alabama football game on Saturday, and I look up, and Sean of the South is sitting there on a dock with his dog fishing. And he was doing I think it was an Alpha Insurance commercial or something. I was like, that dude's been in our freaking house, like sitting right there playing his guitar.
I love that guy. That was like one of my favorite
Oh my
people.
God.
He's super humble, but he was so talented.
I follow him on Instagram.
I do too. I watch all his stuff. I like him. He's like a good old boy.
Good old boy. And then I saw him.
Ginger too. Who's the thought? I don't know a lot of Ginger, so that was great. So it added to my portfolio.
Yeah. Shout out Sean. if you're listening.
What up,
that was very. I almost rewound it and took a screenshot, but I was in the middle of 500 other things, and so.
Hey, and then the game comes on, and you see Lauren Sisler, who's been on the show.
That every time it's like
and she's out there dancing.
Yeah,
I
voice of Lauren's sister down on the sideline. Lauren Sisler down on the sideline. I'm like, we've had her on our freaking podcast.
I know,
like, there's two people right there.
Right there, next to Saban. We're coming for you.
Yeah,
buddy.
Next to Saban. Oh my gosh.
One of these days. I thought you were going to say that you were watching the game and like our episode, our podcast, our own location podcast popped up because that pops up sometimes on game day. Like that'll pop up in my little YouTube feed.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that was such a. It actually popped up the other day, and I was like, that was such a fun episode.
Down in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, down in Tuscaloosa. If y'all hadn't listened to that,
my gosh,
really go on and watch it because you really need to put a face to the name. Here with those.
Yeah.
But we were buck wild out there that day, and
there were some drunk fans. It was funny.
There was some weirdos. We had some good don't tell mom stories. That one's definitely not for the young or for the faint of heart.
You get a little liquor or something in people, and they let loose.
Yeah, they'll spill the beans.
And a camera and a microphone, and
they love it.
Yeah, matching "Don't Tell Mom" shirts. It looks.
I'd be down to do it again. To be honest with you,
yeah.
Like when all this is over next year, we're gonna go back. We're gonna hit up the Strip again.
Golly, that'd be amazing.
All right, Cullen, tell us how old you're turning. What's the plan for your birthday? What's going on? I need an update. Tell me everything.
I don't even know. Gaines was asking me that last night or this morning, or was it this morning. About how old I'm turning.
Do for your birthday?
She's asking how old I was going to be. And I was trying to put it in perspective for her as far as like how old she is and then add on this many more. And so I'm going to be 38, I think. Woo. 38 years old.
Ouch.
And so, I was like, you're 6. So add 32 more years to that. And there you go. And she's like, whoa, you're old, Daddy. Yeah,
whoa. Do you remember when we were younger, we thought 30 was just like, you're so old. Now you're almost 40, Cullen. You're rounding the curve. Yeah. You're like almost
It's
40.
crazy. It's funny because when you turn a certain age, or whenever you're, I guess when you first turn 30 or whatever, you're like, God, I wish I could go back to being 20 again. Or you think about it more as far as like living the young days and
now your back hurts.
And now exactly. Now I'm like 38 and I'm like, oh shit. I don't even think about going back to 20. I think about the future. Like I'm nervous now.
Who's got time to reminisce on the past? 20 was a lifetime ago. Let's talk about 50.
I start freaking out about what's going to happen in the future. How long am I going to live? How long are my kids going to see me breathe? And do all these fun things and try to not be too much of a grumpy old man. And versus like, God, I wish I was 20 again. And da 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 da. But oh man, it's weird how your mind switches.
It shifts for sure.
Thoughts, but we're gonna be packing.
Happy birthday!
My birthday present was some shrink wrap and shoulder straps, furniture mover straps.
Hey, Cullen, we can't be picky these days.
I know, right? I do have some lobster and steak from Butcher Box.
Nice.
We got an affiliate link for.
I saw y'all's Butcher Box. That looks pretty good.
We're gonna grill that up.
Some brand deals and stuff that y'all do, I'm like, man, I'd pass on that all day. Even with the discount. With some of them, I'm like, damn, that's a good deal.
Yeah, it's good.
Like,
the Green Chef stuff, I don't know if you've heard of that. It's like HelloFresh, one of those delivery box things.
I've heard of them.
It's all keto friendly or paleo or whatever. But like literally, we redid our budget so we could pay for the service. Like
nice.
It's that good, and it makes me want to cook.
Is it fresh though? Because I did the
fresh.
HelloFresh. I actually did a sponsored thing for them,
it's so much
it
better.
got the sponsored. Y'all are supposed to be putting your best foot forward to me so I can show my audience how great this is. And y'all sent me a jacked up, rotten ass box of food.
Yeah, I know.
I was just like, what? No.
I mean, it happens, but like we've had nothing but. There's literally not a night that I can think of where we finish our plates and it is completely finished, like the whole entire meal. And
why? Because there's so much food?
No.
Or because it's disgusting?
No, because it was so good. Like it is that
y'all
good.
Y'all licked your plates clean.
Licked our plates clean. The HelloFresh, from what I remember, I don't know if they've changed it over the years.
They were great in the beginning, and then it just got like it went downhill. Their quality of their shit.
But they'll send you like a full carrot and then explain that you have to chop it up, or a full onion and explain that you have to chop it up. Green Chef, that bag of carrots I had last night, we had honey roasted walnut carrots, and it was already a bag of diced chunks of carrots. Everything comes you
don't have to do nothing but except mix them together.
Exactly. Just follow the instructions, add the seasonings, and then
this is not sponsored, by the way.
No, it's not.
Like literally
I'm like,
loving
my
it.
mouth is watering again thinking about it. And last night we had like some type of paprika Cajun meatloaf with some lemon aioli sauce on top of it with green beans.
Cullen thinks he's a chef for real.
I literally like to cook now every night.
Cullen's going Top Chef next week.
But Katie last night was like, oh God, I feel like I got a burp.
It's those beers.
Oh, I haven't had a beer in a long time. But she said last night, she's like, I hate to say this, but I want to have that steak and lobster for your birthday tomorrow night to celebrate, but I feel like you would want to cook it more than me. I was like, yeah, I do actually. So
I will cook it for you if you want me to. Yeah,
therapy for me to like get in the kitchen and have I'm like dad, like with my method of like, okay, I got to do this, time it all perfect coming out of the oven, so everything is like just straight on the plate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you, man. You can have that. Thank God I married a man that likes to cook too.
That's what Katie said. She was like, I didn't know that I was supposed to marry a man that knows how to cook, because she loves it when I cook.
You know, I used to love it. I used to find it therapeutic, and I used to like to cook. But now it's like when I do have a minute, because the girls and I'm with them, it's like when it's finally dinner time, and it's time to go in there and cook. It's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah.
It's like finally the girls are asleep or they're calming down for the night. All I want to do is sit.
That's what she would rather just heat up a little frozen taquito with a scoop of sour cream and call it dinner, and like she'll pick as she's cooking the kids' dinner, she'll pick at stuff in the fridge and be like, I'm done.
Yes,
but I have to make it like a process. Like mine is like an art.
Get that build out.
An art. Yeah. Like it's an art form.
So you're going to cook yourself some lobster and steak tomorrow.
Yeah, and I actually saved a packet of garlic butter sauce from Domino's Pizza.
Throw that on there.
With Gaines' birthday.
For the lobster?
Celebration. Ooh. I was like, yes, I've got garlic butter sauce.
Yes.
So that's going to be good.
That actually sounds like a pretty decent day, Cullen. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
But it's been, it's been crazy. I think actually, we've talked about addiction on here before.
Okay.
And I think I'm kind of nervous to say I've got another addiction. And it's selling shit on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh my God, Cullen!
You're like no.
Tell me you're in the crack. You gotcha.
I literally cannot go 2 hours without finding shit to post on Facebook Marketplace now. Like,
you're just shuffling around your house looking for shit.
Literally.
Cullen, okay, let me just tell you. Something that I've noticed that I've been meaning to bring to your attention about your Facebook Market posts. Okay?
You and Katie both. I already know what you're gonna say.
I feel like when I read your posts, I feel like salesman. You're a scammer. You are a scammer. And I feel like this is a scam, because who takes that much time and effort into like getting the right light? And like you're over here with this long description that looks like, it honestly looks like I meant to text you the other day and be like, knock that shit off, Cullen. That's
what Katie said.
But it's like, I feel like when I read it, I'm like, this is fake. Next. And
really?
I honestly, like, I wouldn't even message, is this available? just to ghost you later. I wouldn't even go through the trouble of ghosting you.
I'm not even kind of worried about changing my methods though, because it's working. Like, I've made so much money, and we're going to talk about it on a future video over on our channel.
Yeah.
But no, Katie did, after the first couple posts, she was like, all caps, all caps, flawless condition. Let's knock that off. Like, let's just put it in there and say, pick it up if you want it, and let them do the questioning later. But see, I try to take all the questioning and the time.
Less is more. Less is more.
Yeah, and so recently, I still am, but I don't know. I like to Google about the product, so I feel like I sound like I know what I'm talking about when I'm trying to sell this.
It looks like, when you see okay, I've been searching Facebook for patio furniture, right? Mm-hmm. And so it looks to me like, when you're searching for patio furniture and you see like $1 patio furniture and like, what's this $1 one? And you go to click on it and it's like custom made, blah, blah, blah. And it has different pictures of different kinds and what it's kind of like that where you're like, oh, dang. Or, like it's. Yeah. You click on it. It's just not what you.
It's not. It's like a sponsored thing hidden within.
A sponsored ad. Like it's going to take you to Wayfair or some shit. Like
exactly.
you're like, oh, just to get scammed by the by this little Chinese company over here trying to.
No, I don't know. Like I have that same passion though of addiction feel. Like when I'm walking around the house or like when I don't get another. Is this available?
Hey, dude, this is a real thing, though. I think addiction to money is a serious thing.
No, I don't think it's the money. I don't think it's the money, and I was going to touch on that because
I'm addicted to money, so like guilty.
I think it's a combination of things. Yes, the money is good, but knowing that you've had that rug in the guest room that's just been sitting there that your kids don't even realize is in there, you've totally forgotten about it, and you could have made $100 on it a lot sooner if you'd have thought about it.
When you were strapped for cash, you should have been like, hey, where's that rug at?
Yeah, but so like just knowing that.
How much you spent on that rug though, Cullen?
Probably $200, I think. Yeah. It was a Costco 7.5.
I've been curious. I'm like,
12.
okay, what are you trying to sell it for? Because it's like people just blow my mind. You bought this rickety ass old rug from Walmart.
No.
3 years ago, you're
No. I literally
your dog pissed on it. You spilled some shit on it, and now you want to sell it in flawless condition. And you and I both know
I carried that shit flawless. To her car this morning, and it was wrapped up, ready to go. So there was no questions asked.
Yeah, you can't look at it first. We had duct taped it closed, but it's like, come on, y'all here on Facebook Market trying to sell it for the same price that you bought it.
No, see, that's what I do is I make sure to take a picture of the label, and I make sure to take a picture of like the model number if there is one, so they can do their own research if there's that question. Because when I
due diligence,
yeah. So when I do it and I see that it retails for this amount of money or whatever, I'll come off of it obviously because it's not fully new. It's used
10% off. It's not fully new. It's been sitting there for 5 years.
Yeah, but like this pressure washer head that I posted today that's already sold and gone. Just posted it before this podcast. Paid $80, $79 for it. And it was literally only used one time and cleaned it out real good. And I was going to keep it, like thinking we were going to get a pressure washer in the near future, but then that just never came to fruition. But then, so I mean, literally paid $80 for it, posted it for $50. It had like 10 messages. Like, I want it. I was like, dang it. And then I started second guessing myself. I should have posted it for 70 instead of 50, because it got so much interest. I wanted to like get a little like trickle interest to where I can make a little bit more on it. But no, what I was going to say is like the combination of the feelings I have. One, the money that you get from a used item that you have. Two, the fact that you are clearing out everything that you don't need in your life anymore is just so relieving. And then the third overwhelming feeling is, like I said, I loaded that bitch up in that car today for this lady, that rug. And
that's your dog. You're calling the lady a bitch.
I loaded this rug up for her, and she took it away from my house instead of me having to put it in a moving truck to take it to storage or to donate it.
Yes.
So there was that exchange of currency for her literally moving it out of my house. Like that is such a good feeling. And then I'm just like, I get so like savage and rage on these people that like show interest, and I will keep every day reminding them, like, were you still interested? I have a couple others interested. Even if I don't, I just still say I do. And then that'll tell me.
Because they're like me. They just want to send the message.
I got some that are like, sorry, my phone just automatically sent that. And I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, right. But no, I am like truly.
I swiped left and forgot all about it. Stupid ass.
We've sold some big ticket items though. And then, we'll give you a recap of everything we've sold and how much we've made. It's been unbelievable, and it's still going.
Yeah.
But the addiction of like, oh my gosh, I'm looking for
Market.
everything.
See, I'm the opposite side of that. I'm the addicted to looking at stuff on Facebook Market and then sending the is this available, and and then like trying to convince Corey why we need a fucking fish tank when we don't have fish. You know what I mean? Like, I am all about doing that kind of stuff.
I'm like looking around here going, oh my God, I could make so much money off this stuff down here. Some of the stuff in your garage.
Hey,
I could
come
sell
on.
it for you.
Hey, I let you too, because I mean, you do put it all, your heart and soul into these posts.
Well, a lot of the time I just copy and paste from the manufacturer's website, but then I tweak it to make it my own words.
Oh, see, there's
there
the
you
trick,
go,
folks.
So you just kind of tweak it to make it your own words, or more enticing. Like today, I was like, the best attachment you'll find anywhere, or the cleanest attachment you'll find everywhere for this pressure washer head.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do with all the things that don't sell? Are you gonna give them away? Like, I always hate it when somebody has all this stuff at the yard sale and they want top dollar for it at the yard sale, and then the yard sale's over and they're like, all right, we're gonna haul it off to haul it to the junkyard.
Yeah, I hate that too.
So you want to take half off?
I think I'm gonna. What we're gonna do is utilize Facebook Market in 2 locations. So what we don't sell here, we're gonna take with us. Even though I hate to have to move, but that's the thing, is we've gotten rid of so much that we don't have as much that we're gonna have to move. But have a storage unit, and then boom, open up Facebook Market in the new area, and then start utilizing that for all these new neighborhoods that are popping up, and then hopefully sell it. And that's the thing too, is I'm just gonna, every day I'll notice that this one thing hasn't gotten any traction, and so I'll just knock off.
Just do little dollar signs.
I'll just knock off $15, and then the next day still hadn't gotten any bites. Knock off another $10, and I think that regenerates it in the algorithm. Okay. And then that's another thing, is if you go to my personal Facebook profile. In this marketplace scenario, I've got a star by my name because I am highly rated on the marketplace.
Oh, everybody's just giving you 5 stars. Huh?
So what I'm doing is working, and I'm wondering if, because I'm highly rated, my stuff's getting pushed when I post up to people's...
I see your shit all the time.
Yeah.
I can't help but see it, because I'm going to Facebook looking for a patio chair, and I'm seeing your pressure washer. Like, what is this for? Today I was looking at travel trailers.
Oh my gosh.
And pickup trucks, because we need a new pickup truck to pull the big travel trailer that I want us to buy that Corey's going to say no to. So it doesn't matter.
Oh man, I had a lady this morning come over just to look at our dining room table and china cabinet and stuff, and sit in all the chairs, and
she literally like went around sitting in all the chairs.
Yeah, I wanted to see how comfortable they were, and one of the legs was a little wobbly on one because one of the bolts came undone earlier, and I forgot to tighten it back up.
Don't let her sit in that one.
And she's like, "Ooh, I'm glad my husband wasn't in here to sit in this one," and her husband doesn't want her to buy the table anyway, and she needs it. Blah blah blah, but. Having some interest in that big ticket item, and that stuff is flawless though. It's
how much did you pay for that stuff?
Oh man, that one, we actually have the receipts, and that was another trick I was going to do, is actually post the receipts, like show the receipts of what we paid for it, but I just ended up
trying to take it back. Shit, get in-store credit for the next shit you're gonna buy.
No, after I did some research, it's like out of our discontinued line of furniture, which makes it even more rare. Like than my looking.
Here's my question to you though: is when you sell all this stuff, well, now you don't have a dining room table, and now you don't have a bedroom set, and now you don't have all these things. So what do you got to do? You got to go buy these things. But are you like taking all the money that you're getting, the proceeds, and you're putting it in one of your envelopes? Yep. And then that's the only budget that you have to buy the new stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Is that it? I don't even know.
That's it. So we've got a Venmo account, and then we've got an envelope, and every time we get cash, I just jot down pressure washer attachment, red rug, and then the dollar amount.
Okay.
Put it in the envelope, and then we're going to take it to the bank. So don't try to come rob me. And I've got it all wrapped up with the taser and everything else.
It looks like you've been robbed already. All the shit you've been selling.
Yeah, there's nothing to get. But then we're going to take that. And then since we are downsizing, we're obviously not going to need as much of the stuff that I have sold. So we've already found a new headboard off Wayfair for like $150 versus the.
Have you tried Facebook Market?
Oh yes, actually, and I think it linked to a Wayfair.
Gotcha.
But we spent over I think $2,000 on our bedroom set, and now we just need a headboard and a mattress.
What did you get for your bedroom set though?
Well, you just have to stay tuned to the video
okay.
to see.
Yeah, all right. We're dipping into Cullen Katie vlog.
Yeah. Well, that was a story, and that was actually a story we got on the vlog. That one, I got shysted in the beginning, but ended up turning it around in the end. So you'll have to see what happened.
I'm intrigued. All right, I gotta check that out.
A quote unquote flat tire was involved. And because it's first pickup, no holds. Like you got to get there to get the shit.
Yeah, right.
And this lady was like, I got into a bidding war essentially on this stuff, and then got drug on by one lady, and then ended up getting a flat tire, and it was just a bunch of crap. No, she didn't. She tried to though, and I legit like. You can tell when people are real and when they're like just trying to lead you on for the most part. And I got had on that one, and then she tried to come back and was like, "Well, if it falls through, just let me know." And I said, "No, I'm moving on to the next person."
I told a guy that the other day.
You don't screw me over like that with that old flat tire dog ate my homework shit.
Now listen to this. This is what happened to me. You know, I had that pool table. Wait, I really hope because they had to come down here to the basement where we're shooting this. To pick up the pool table, the people that actually got it. So I hope that they're not like, "Let's don't tell mom," and that they haven't searched us and listened to us now. So they're listening. No. So hopefully they're not listening. But what happened to me? I
flipped that. Yeah,
I found a pool table on Facebook a couple months ago, and I told Cullen needed Corey's help to go do something with his truck, and I was like, "Hey, while you guys are out, I just found a free pool table on Facebook. Let's go get it." And they're like, "All right, fine, Britany, whatever." So we go, and I make Cullen and Corey go pick up this pool table that is literally, the guy tells me, he's like, "Bring 4 strong men." And I bring Corey and Cullen, and then me and my friend Ashley, who's like 100 pounds soaking wet.
And you stopped at U-Haul to rent a trailer to get this pool table.
I spent $20 on a U-Haul or whatever. So I was like, worth it. Let's go. Let's get this thing. So we go, and it's like downstairs, and it was this big pain in the ass. I mean, not for me, for Cullen. For Cullen and Corey, it was a big pain in the ass. It took about 2 or 3 hours. I
wasn't going to do it. Like, after I saw it, and like we picked it up the first time, I was like, this ain't happening. Because there was a bunch of steps and a bunch of more steps to get up.
It's like uphill both ways. Cullen's, and then it's a slate table from 1970. Yeah, it was heavy, so this sucker was a big deal. Well, I'm about to embarrass you about that too, because the people that ended up getting it were like 2 tiny little Mexican guys, and they picked it up with one finger.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, no, I got a story about that too. Yeah.
So they get it here. Me and Corey have literally played pool on this table 2 times in the last 6 months or whatever since we got it. So I was like, well, I'm gonna put it on Facebook and sell it, flip it. I put it on Facebook for $475, ended up selling it for $400, but I had enough interest in it. It wasn't like, bam, I'm coming to get it, like, you sell it immediately. But it was like every day I'd have 5 or 6 people, and hey, you got this, whatever. One guy, he says, "I'm gonna come get it. We take $400 for, or what's your bottom dollar?" And I hate how rude people are.
Yeah.
So bottom dollar. $, and I'm like, well, how about a hello, good afternoon? My bottom dollar is this, come get. So he says, well, can I come get it tomorrow? I said, you can come get it tomorrow at 10:30. That's between the naps and the babies and whatever. So I don't hear from the guy. He doesn't answer. Ghosts me. Okay, I didn't reach out to him or whatever, but he never wrote me, so I never wrote him. Well, like 3:30 in the afternoon rolls around, and I get a message from this guy saying, "I'm on my way." And I said, well, that's funny, because I'm pretty sure that we said 10:30 and it's now 3:30 and I am not available. And sure as hell I was sitting up here on my couch, but I ain't going to tell him that, because how dare who the hell are you? So he said, well, I'm on my way. I'm an hour away and I'm almost to Hoover. And I'm like, well, you better turn the fuck around then. Because you ain't coming to my house. I told them the neighborhood I lived in, but I didn't give them my address.
I never send the address until
they're coming.
The deal is almost done, and if it's Venmo, if they Venmo me, then I see the received. I send them the address. It's locked in.
Yeah.
And if it's cash, then I say, let me know when you're on the way. And I'll leave a cash box outside if it's a small item or something, like I did today with the pressure washer.
You got like the drone.
No, what I do is I put it right in front of our doorbell that's got the camera. Mm-hmm. And then I put the cash box right next to it. And then I send a picture to them with the doorbell camera in frame, so they know, like, you're not going to try to come up here and just take this without me seeing your face. You know, they already have it, so they're going to bring the cash and put it there. Obviously, hopefully, nobody goes to me like that. But no, that's what I do. Is I never send the address the night before.
I tell them what neighborhood I'm in, so they can get an idea how long it's going to take them to get here. But that's it. Yeah, I did that. So this guy, and then he wants to start cussing me. He said, "Well, do you want to sell it or not?" I said, "Well, not to you, buddy." He's like, "Will you keep the damn thing?" You know, and he's like texting me, and I can look at your profile picture and see you're just a redneck.
I do a lot of Facebook stalking before I make the deal like progress with anything, because you can tell. Yeah,
it's like you never know. I've gone on some skeptical. I've gone on some dangerous missions to get some cheap shit going, let me tell you. Well, this guy, he didn't show up, and he was like, well, have fun trying to sell it then. And I was like, all right. I had somebody else that day, I think, or the next day coming. And this guy shows up, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm here by myself. My husband's out of town. I've sent my address to some guy and told him to bring 5 of his buddies. So I got 5 guys. I literally have 5 guys show up. And I asked my neighbor, I said, will you please come down here and someone be with me, or like just show up right after they pull in, or what, like, oh, hey neighbor, I'll just pop it in, you know, like somebody please be here so I don't get raped and murdered, please.
Yeah.
And these people were super nice. It looked like a landscaping crew or something, and they all wore masks up to my door and everything, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to get down here and get it. And I said, well, you could drive your truck down here, you know, we're talking it out. And then they said, well, and then they come down here. They drove an hour or two to get here.
It's amazing how far people come just to get a $30, $40. I mean, this is a big one, but yeah.
I mean, it's $400, but I looked it up, and I didn't find a pool table for less than like $800 in the area other than mine. And then for one of these tables, apparently they're like really nice. They're $3,000-$4,000 new. Now it's from 1970, but like a slate solid table with the balls roll back to you and all that. I mean, you know, it was worth it. So they came, but they said they drove an hour out here, Cullen, and they looked at the table and like, we can't do it. Oh, no. They're like, it's the rails are messed up on it. So I'm like, dang. I was like, all right, sorry, you know, sorry y'all wasted your time. You didn't waste my time, but bye. And the next day, 2 little Mexican guys came up here, and they picked it up 1 finger each, and they carried it out here and gave me $400 for it, and that was it.
That was it.
So I flipped it. That was a good little flip, I think. I could probably have a career just flipping free shit off Facebook. Because in my neighborhood alone, like, they're giving out free treadmills or free. And every time I see something free, I don't care what it is, I'm calling Corey, like, baby, get your truck. Come on. You gotta come help me move this heavy shit. And he's like, what do we need, this for?
There's a guy on Instagram, I think, that does that, like, as a parody thing. He, like, flips Facebook fines for extra money, like, makes more on what he bought it for, essentially.
Yeah.
But, back to what you were saying about being scared and stuff, Corona.
Don't get the corona.
There was a lady the other night, and it just started off, I was just selling like a little baby toy or something, and it started off like, is it available? Yes. And then, will you take almost nothing for it?
Right. Like, well, who the hell are you to call me and ask me if I'll give you 80% off my asking price? I hate people.
Well, she said that, and then she followed it up with like, I'm going through a really hard time with money right now, and
why are you on Facebook Market?
Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry, I can't, but the lowest I can go is, and then took off a couple
dollars.
Like $1.
$3.
No, I came down, met her in the middle, essentially, I think, and then it was just one of those that I just had a weird feeling from the beginning. And then next day, she was like, okay, I think I'm going to come, and then told me what time, and then, an hour later, I'm sorry, I overslept. I'm like, oh gosh, this is going to be a freaking, and then like an hour later, it's like, oh, sorry, I got stuck in traffic, and then another hour later, this is for like a $30 toy or something. Like
Yeah.
another hour later, and I'm sitting here trying to manage all these other messages and pack and do all this business work and stuff behind the scenes. And then another hour later, she calls and is like, I'm at the church, at a church parking lot near your house. Can call me now. And gave me her phone number. I'm like, oh my gosh, lady, no. I said, can't talk right now. Packing to move. And she said, my GPS is messed up and won't get me to your house. I'm like, you're on a freaking smartphone. I can tell by you're on Facebook Marketplace.
Right?
You
It's
have a GPS.
Blue. Yeah.
And then she said,
It's a blue dot, which means it's an iPhone too.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, right. She's like, and then like 30 minutes later, she's like, I'm at the gas station, which is right next door to the church parking lot. And she's like, I'm really interested. I think I'm close, but I'm not sure. I'm at the gas station. Can you please call me? I'm like, holy cow, this is turning into some drama.
Ooh, was that a fan?
No. And then, no. And then
That's what it
started to hit me as I was explaining it to Katie, and Katie kind of picked up on this immediately. She was like, I think she's nervous to come. Because I do recall earlier in the conversation, she said, how does porch pickup work? She's never done a Facebook Market transaction. And I was a guy, she was a girl, and she didn't want to meet me at my house. That's why she was at a parking lot, and then she was at a gas station. But she didn't want to tell me she was nervous or scared or, weary of the whole situation.
Right, because it's like insulting. Like, what do you think I'm going to do? Rape you?
Yeah, well, so I just followed up with, it appears you have a smartphone. The GPS the GPS has always gotten other people here just fine. The address is, if you want it, this is where it'll be. I will have my wife bring it out to you when you arrive. And then, sure enough, 5 minutes later, she pulls up. Like, just having that words in there of like,
yeah.
I'll have my wife bring it out to you. So then she pulls up, and then Katie goes out there. And
that makes me sad, like that she was scared of you.
I don't know if she was scared of me or not. I think there was a little bit of both of like, I knew it was going to be weird anyway. And she was nervous and scared, but she had her boyfriend with her or something. And I have other items out in the garage. That's another tip. Have other things, like kind of like a yard sale. Because when they pull up and they see, they're like, you selling anything else?
Ah, yes.
And so
that actually, that works because it worked on me once.
Yeah, you make a triple transaction off of one purchase type thing. But I got the feeling, so Katie's standing outside and I was kind of standing by the door creeping because I didn't know. I could tell this lady was kind of not all together necessarily. And as soon as they started
that about you too, Cullen, but go ahead.
As soon as they started asking about this one piece of furniture that was already paid for, Venmo'd, and everything was good, Katie was like, I think it might, I'm not sure. Let me go check with my husband. But she hadn't received the money from the lady yet for the item she came to get. And Katie was like,
no.
Wait, they're going to send me inside and then dip with the product or with the item.
Oh, no.
And so Katie stopped and turned around and then got her phone out and was like, I'll just text him. But do you have the money for this? Yeah. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And then I opened the door and made my presence felt and was like, hey, sorry, I was just sitting here packing. Yeah, I said, that's sold completely. And then they just stood there and like literally kept asking if it was almost as if they got to where they basically wanted to come walk through our house without saying, can we come walk through your house? Because they know we're selling it. And it was like an estate sale, or they wanted it to feel like that, I think. And finally, I just was like, all right, well, we got to get back to work. Thank y'all for coming. And then they went and sat in their car and didn't crank it up for about 5 minutes until I walked back out there because I had somebody else about to pull up and I was just looking for them, quote unquote, looking for the next people. And when I walked back out there, and then they pulled off. I was like, this is sketchy AF.
So weird.
So sketchy.
Oh my God, thank God you're moving. I was scared you're going to get raw. Like somebody's going to come back and get you.
No, we got it all locked down. But, yeah, no, that was crazy. But yeah, anyway.
I know for a fact that I got a hot item the other day off the market.
Like somebody stole it and then resold it?
I'm pretty sure. And that makes me feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, damn, that was cheap. Winning.
Well, as long as it's not like got serial numbers and stuff on it.
I don't know if it's been scratched off or what. I don't know. But it's
Jesus.
an iPad.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's an iPad Air. Like a nice little, brand new with the case, everything, $70.
Wait a minute. Those didn't they just come out? Or is this? It's like
this is like maybe this is like I mean it's a generation that
the last.
It's
one.
not the big Charger generation.
Okay,
it's like the small. I mean it's like a new iPad Air. Mini Air or whatever. So I mean, it's a nice little size. But I've been looking for those for forever because I got 2 kids. I figured I'm gonna need both 2 of them.
Oh, I saw it up there before we came down. Yeah, that's the same ones we've got. Yeah. You got that for $70?
$70. It's got Wi-Fi and the
LTE.
other one. I mean, it's the nice one, right? $70, and they pulled up, and it was this girl and her boyfriend in this Reddy car, and you could just tell that they were. You know, she brought it to me. She brought it to me. You can just tell, like.
She came to yours.
She came to my house because I was like, I can meet you at the Target.
Oh my gosh!
Like, I'll meet you at the Target down here by my house, and then she gets and she's like, when? She's like. I was like, when are you going to be down there? She's like, oh, well, I'm here now. I was like, oh, crap. Okay, well, I'll come down there because I really want it. I've been looking for one. I was like, $70. No way. This is let's go. And I was like, okay, I've just got to put my kids in the car. So give me a few minutes. She was like, well, I was about to walk out. Where do you live? And I was like, I'm right down the street from Target. She said, I'll just bring it to you.
About to walk out. She snatched that from Target.
You think?
Dang.
We had a case on it and everything.
That's why she wanted to get rid of it so quick.
But she like cleared. I mean, it was a brand new Ola when you open it. Brand new. So she pulls up and the car. I mean, I don't know. It's just something. I just got this feeling about it, and I gave her our VIN motor. She handed me the iPad. Got in the car. Dipset, like smoke billowing out of the car. I was just like, yes. And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, something's got to be wrong with this thing. And I looked at it, and sure enough, it was brand new, like perfect condition, not a dent on this thing.
Does what you need it to do, at least.
$70.
Like just Wi-Fi, play YouTube out.
And Corey got home, he's like, that's stolen. I was like, you're probably right, but we're not going to. I was like, I'm pretty sure I turned the Find My Phone off on it and everything. I was like, I paid for it fair and square.
Yeah, you might want to look into
turn the GPS locator
how
off
to reset it all together again, just to make sure you're not. If you paid for it, you got it off Facebook.
I will tell you, I'm in an interesting predicament right now that we're talking about electronics. So you know that you actually sent me a picture of yours the other day. I've got a Google Hub Nest Google Nest Hub Max.
Oh yeah.
Right? Okay, so it's like it's a little screen and it's like your Alexa or whatever, but you're like, hey Google, play this or whatever, and it like plays videos and all this stuff for you. It's like a screen. It's like a little TV. So I got this for a brand deal I'd done with Google a couple months ago, and then I liked it so much that on your was your Christmas present. I went and bought you one because I was like, oh, this thing's awesome. Well, they reached out to me the other day and they were like, hey, we're gonna send you some stuff. No. For nothing. Like, just, hey, we're going to send it to you. If you want to tag us in it, tag us. If you don't.
Right.
It's just one of those things.
A lot of companies do that,
yeah. So they sent me this. They sent me a box. It was just, we're sending you a present. You can do whatever you want with it. I was like, all right, cool. So I get a present in the mail a couple days later, and it's a Google Nest Hub. That's a $250 little thing. I was like, sweet. I love you, Google. Yes, I will tag you in it because I like you guys,
Right.
So it gets here, and I open it up, and it says retail demo model only, not for consumer use or whatever. And so I'm like, this is kind of weird. And I open it up, and it just has instructions. It's like, swipe the screen around this way and to the left and blah, blah, blah. It's like very not for a customer. It's definitely for a retail store, and they're supposed to already know what to do and that it's coming and whatever. So I was like, this is interesting. And then it was weird because it came with all this other stuff. Like they sent me pretzels and, little gift package, like a pumpkin carving kit. And like, it's like a gift box.
Yeah.
And so it was weird, and I was like, okay. And so I didn't even fool with it because I already got one. I was like, I'll just put it back in the box. I didn't do anything. Well, then I get an email from the guy, and he's like, oops, we sent you the wrong thing.
Oh, no.
We'll send you a new one. But it didn't ask for this one back. So I'm like, okay, so is there a way?
I thought you were about to say he asked for it back, but you already sold it on Facebook.
I know, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, should I sell it on Facebook? So now I'm curious. I'm like, well, how can I reset this thing? Or what does this thing do? Is this like, it looks like the actual thing, right? It just
doesn't function the same way?
Yeah, but apparently when you turn it on, all it does is it has like 4 options. I turned it on, and it says 4 options, and it's like play and show me what you can press 4 buttons and it's like play, and it's like a retail store where you can go up to, like, say you're at Walmart and you go and you tap on the screen and it shows you what this product does. And that's it. But surely there's a way to, like, reset it out of retail mode into, like, regular mode, right?
Surely. Like, just maybe ask the guy and be like, well, is there a way to reset?
Hey, I don't crack the code on this one, though, because now I got 2 and joke's on y'all.
Yeah. Wait on that other one to get there. Then email him and say, by the way, is there a way to reset this? Because this would be great in my kid's room or something. You know, like, it would be great to have another one in there.
I feel like that might be pushing it. It's like we already gave it to you free.
Yeah, true.
I need somebody that's technical to come over and help.
That's interesting. That's crazy.
Yeah, so anyway, that's what my week's been.
Oh, man. My other, just speaking of addictions, is I walked in, I saw you were wearing a tie-dye shirt. I have gotten into, we didn't vlog any of this, we just kind of storied it a little bit, but Gaines had a little slumber party, and we had a $5 little tie-dye kit with dye and gloves and everything. Is that a baby?
It's my baby crying. It's fine. There's a sitter.
We gotta
break her in.
We gotta hurry. But we let the kids as a little take-home gift,
do their tie-dye
stuff, and now I am like so into it. I did one this morning, or last night. Katie's done one. I'm
into it too because I'm not into doing the tie-dye. I want you to tie-dye me some free tie-dye shirts because I got this one at Walmart, but I'm all about the tie-dye.
It's
stuff.
Crazy how it's so fun to make it do the different twists and rubber bands, and then squirt on the different patterns and then see the outcome. I did a mask this morning and I'm hoping it's going to be, I tried to make it all black on one side and then a neon yellowish green spiral on this side. So it's going to be just on a white mask. I don't know.
You're pretty good at it though. Cullen showed me a picture of his from this morning because the first thing he said to me when he walked in today was, I was just wearing my tie-dye shirt. I can't believe you're wearing tie-dye. Why? And I was like, well, one of us would have had to change anyway because we ain't both doing that. But yeah, I mean, you showed me a picture of it. You're talented.
No, I did a little, it's called the, I don't even remember, but you do an accordion fold on the shirt, like you start in the bottom corner and you kind of just go this way, in, out, and it kind of just folds up on itself to where it looks like an accordion, essentially, and then you just rubber band it 2 inches apart all the way down, and then green, blue, or whatever color, alternate, and then it just looks like streak. Oh, it's so freaking cool.
Does it bleed, though, when you put it in the washer?
No, like you're supposed to wash it on a certain setting and all that kind of stuff. And then it's so crazy how it turns out a different color than what you think. Yeah. It's almost better once it's dry and done. But no, it's I'm like thinking about, I've got this Facebook marketplace.
You're like, I might get into the tie-dye t-shirt business.
These customers on Facebook Marketplace. I get messages, notifications like so-and-so started following you on the marketplace. So-and-so. I've got so many followers now because they know I'm moving and they see all the nice, flawless.
I didn't even know you could follow somebody on there.
Yeah, so you can constantly keep up with what they post. And then I'm like, I've got look at like a little customer base here. So I'm going to start making some stuff and like turn myself into a little...
You can do that on Amazon
tie-dye,
too.
Yeah, so we're basically moving away, selling all our stuff, and wearing tie-dye all the time. We're a little hippie I love
it.
Now.
I bet your country club, like your little neighbors are like with these.
Oh my gosh! No, but anyway, yeah. So.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for
week.
your birthday. It sounds like it's going to be a very uneventful day, but at least you're getting what you want this year, and that's selling your house and moving to the beach. I can't wait to come down and visit you. Well, I'm going to bring you my kids.
I was about to say, I don't know. You're going to have to bring an air. I don't even know. We're not going to have. What's going on up there?
You have no room, huh?
Oh shoot! Or we need to restart it or something.
It's okay. I'll check it.
We have got to. We're going to have no room for guests or anything because it's so freaking small. But anyway, it's going to be fun. We've got a busy week. We're going to make a trip down there this week and then come back for the kids' school and then another trip later and then closing and everything else. But
exciting news.
I don't know. I'm trying to think about. We mentioned last time taking a break from this, and I don't know, like Thanksgiving break or Christmas break, or
start over in the fresh
of the
new year or something.
Like starting at the. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We'll do that all behind the scenes.
Be back. I don't know. We got to figure it out because I just want to get settled and get. It's going to be a busy freaking couple weeks here. But
yeah, it is. I'm excited for you though. I've got to figure out what we're going to do for Thanksgiving, but. For me, I'm just trying to, make it. Corey's been out of town. I'll tell you a story. I wanted to tell you this today because it's kind of funny, and I wonder if it's happened to you. But my baby, this is the first time I've been thrown up on lots of times, but this is the first time I've actually been shat on.
Oh,
and it happened last night. I was shat on, and it wasn't just like a little shit. It was like it was like a full on
projectile.
I went upstairs. Sophia had gone down to bed, and I couldn't find Dee Dee, and she's never slept a night without this little stuffed animal, Dee Dee. And so I was looking all over the house for her. I can't find her. I'm like, you gotta go to bed. I went and laid her down, and I come back downstairs, and I'm just like racking my brain. I'm so sad for her because it's like I'm more worried about her sleeping with Dee Dee than she is.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
But I'm looking everywhere. Finally, I find Dee Dee, and I'm on the phone with Corey. I said, babe, should I take it up there? I mean, she's up there. She's like drinking her little bottle, and she's not crying. And should I just let it be, or should I take Dee Dee? And he's like, no, you got to take Dee Dee up there too. Okay. So I go upstairs, I take Dee Dee. Of course, she starts losing her shit as soon as I walk in the door. I hand her Dee Dee, I throw Dee Dee in run out of the room.
Like a bomb.
Just pretend I wasn't here. And anyway, I go back downstairs, and I smell Lily has taken a poo while I was upstairs. So I'm like, oh, Lily, you took a poo. You know what I mean? And I take her, and I go to change her, and I open the diaper. And we have this changing mat that y'all have that y'all gave us. It's great because it's my it's because it's like rubber. I mean, it's plastic or whatever. Like it's not of fabric. But so I open her thing. She had a little poo in there. Okay, I go to like dump the diaper. And she poos a little, and it's just like, and it comes out a little, poo. And
put a cork in. You better get a cork in there quick.
Well, I was like, oh, you weren't done, but it just like slowly kind of dripped out. It was like one little Play-Doh push, right? And so I was like, oh crap, you weren't done. So now I have poo on the thing, but it's plastic, it's fine. I'm like, it's okay, we'll get it up. So I'm going to wipe the poo up that, I've got her legs up here, and I'm trying to wipe where she'd poo. And right when I stick my hand down there to wipe up the poo, she blows blows it out. There's shit on the walls. It was a nightmare.
Welcome to McDonald's, man. Take your order. This ice cream machine is working.
Boom. It was everywhere.
Good
I'm talking.
God.
There was shit on the diaper genie. Cullen wiped it down and put it on Facebook for flawless condition. But it's running down the diaper genie. It's all over. The chest of the drawers,
oh my gosh,
whatever that we set it on. It's literally on the wall. It's in the carpet. It's on Booger's bed. It's just all over. And I was just like, okay, it's all over my arm, first of all. So I'm like gagging.
I would have been gagging so hard.
I dropped the baby, her feet fall in the poo. I run in the bathroom.
That's the worst.
I'm like washing my hand off, like, oh, get it off of me. And then I run back in, and now she's been kicking her legs in it. So now we got poo everywhere. And so
holy shit.
It was, I had to get her undressed and, whatever, run her to the bathroom, and Oh my God. It was a nightmare. First thing I did, though, obviously, was get my phone out and take a video of it for Corey.
Oh, that is what I was about to say. And you did it by yourself, which makes it worse, but you got to show him.
Yeah, I got to show him. Look at what your daughter has done. Yeah. What your kid did. Yeah. This is bullshit. So
that's crazy. I don't think I've ever been like projectile. Well,
projectile shat on.
I can't remember if I did, but
I've had throw up in my mouth. Like I've had Sophia when she was little. I had her up like this, and I'm like, ooh, and she throws up, and it literally landed in my mouth, and oh my God!
I've done the whole you smell something, so you check it test, where you just put your fingers in the back of their diaper and pull it back. And just
that's what Mom said. That Corey always makes fun of her.
And look down in there. Well,
stick your fingers in there.
Well, I've done that, and then you just come out with brown fingers, and I'm like, oh, yep, she went. I've done that before, but I can't remember if we've ever been the projectile poop on. That's crazy.
It was bad, folks. It was real bad. And then today, it's just been a shitty week.
And Sophia's screaming her face off probably at the same time for Dee Dee.
Oh yeah, so she's screaming, and
you
then
got shit everywhere.
and it was
That's
funny because
crazy.
yesterday morning I had somebody come over here to pick something up, a tool from Corey or whatever. And it was one of his buddies, and he walked it, and literally I said, "If you," and I'm a mess. He was early. Don't come early to somebody's house that has got babies because we're literally. It was a miserable day. Everybody was cranky. Don't know why. 2 minutes. If he had come in 2 minutes earlier, he would have just walked into a house of three of us just screaming at each other. I mean, it got to the point where like she's screaming. I can't do nothing I say or do. So I just start screaming too. We're all just like just sitting in a circle screaming at each other. But so then the shit happened yesterday, and then today. To keep up with the theme of just a shitty week, we have Booger comes out of the house just a few minutes ago, and he runs out the front door. I guess he's got a poo. And he was at the vet earlier. I guess they didn't take him. I don't know. But he runs out the front door, pees. He walks over to the sidewalk and poos in the sidewalk in the middle.
Who does that?
So now I've got to go pick up your poo from the sidewalk. Like, who shits in the sidewalk, Cullen? You're not some drunk guy. Booger, get in the house. What's wrong with you? Now I got to go pick up Booger shit in the sidewalk.
Gosh, that's crazy.
It's been quite the week. But anyway, folks, we've got a week left until the election. And so a lot of people are voting early. And I want to go ahead and say again, I know we've been saying it a lot lately, but y'all go out and vote because what's the point of having an opinion if you don't get it counted?
And there's options. There's more than one option to get your vote in. So
get your vote.
Make sure you do that. We've got to get it done before we head out of town, and or just click on one of the links that I keep seeing that I haven't done yet about doing the online voting or mail-in ballot or whatever the case is.
Yeah, you can do it early. You can do it from home. Y'all just make sure that you do it, and then hopefully, we'll find out some good news on November 3rd. I think it's. Whatever, that's another podcast. But hopefully something will happen, and things will get better as far as all that's concerned. But we'll let y'all know what we do.
Yeah, follow our Instagram.
What we're gonna do
at Don't Tell Mom Podcast, and
this isn't the end of us.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. We if anything, we'll keep you updated there, and then maybe pop in audio only or Zoom, something like that.
Yeah.
Try to keep it going. Yeah, to get a little life update. But yeah,
we'll let you know. Follow us on Instagram and favorite this podcast. Tell your friends. Tell them to go start at the beginning and go ahead and get caught up. And we'll see you guys when we see you.
Don't tell Mom. Peace.